Howdy folks, this video is going to be regarding TruGlo TFO handgun sights. You can see that the T stands for Tritium and the F stands for fiber, and then the O is for optics. I've had these installed on my Glocks for, I'm going to say 2 months now. It isn't a long time, but I was so impressed by how they work that I actually got 3 sets. The first one I bought was for my Glock 20. It's a 10 millimeter. These things just light up like you would not believe. I just like how bright they are. Even though it's kind of an overcast day today. There's a little bit of sun, but you can just see. I hope this camera's doing it justice, but these things are just glowing. Just glowing. And then next I bought some for my Glock 30. You can see they're universal. Just really nice glowing optics. And then last but not least, I got some for my Glock 27. Same, they're all very bright. You can see that from the original Glock, they come with plastic sights, and these are a little bit longer. I'm going to say they're about the same as far as distance from the weapon to the top of the sight are about the same, but you're going to notice that there's a lot more going on, and there's a little more. I mean, normally the little channel there is where the sights live, but with this you can see that it's a lot larger, and you're going to have some consideration when you buy different holsters because of that. If you don't have a lot of tolerance, if your holster is super snug against your weapon, you're going to notice that it's going to hesitate with the draw. My 27, this is the holster I normally carry it in, and I'm just using one hand because that's all I got. The other one I'm holding the camera with. You can see that it still fits in there. You can see that there's a little bit of a difference in regard to how that fits, and you can see there's a little bit of a cant to that, and they call that an anti-snag. That's why they design it that way. So having that cant is gonna minimize any snagging. And there's been a few times that I've noticed just a hair of hesitation, but by and large, when I give that thing a good yank, it comes right out of the holster. Now this one is a plastic. It's a plastic holster, and I had to do some modifications. This is actually designed for my Glock 30 and my Glock 20. You can see that it still fits in there with the sight, but because it's got that longer area, that it sometimes it'll rub a little too much. So I took my Dremel tool and I was able to hollow that out, and that seemed to rectify that issue. Another reason why people, I'm not going to say don't like it, but some of the negatives I've seen. This is a Tritium sight here. You can see it's a little bit smaller. It doesn't have quite the footprint. See there, it's a smaller device. But what you can tell, people say that you can use this on your belt, and you can cycle your action because it's got a flat area there, whereas this one has got it's more of a anti-snag, more so than functioning as a way of cycling your Glock in case you have one hand. Like let's say I was videotaping this and something were to happen, I have to put the camera down because it'd be a lot more difficult. I don't know. I'm not sure how realistic that is. Maybe if I was MacGyver living in the woods, but I'm not. And these surplus sergeant holsters work just fine with them. But that's just something you might want to look into. Like I say, I've had these on there for not a tremendous length of time. They make another one that's quite a bit more expensive, and they're a little bit smaller, and the little openings aren't as wide. And they say the reason for that is to guard against the cleaning solvents from getting in there. But, you know, I think if you're careful and you clean it, use alcohol and Q-tips, you're not going to have an issue. These were $81 on Amazon, delivered in 2 days, and I was able to watch a few videos and put them on myself. Or you can buy them at your local gun store. I bought 2 of these from Amazon, and the other one I didn't want to wait for. I just went into a gun store and I spent $120, which is more money, but I had the cash, so I went ahead and did it. But like I say, these sights just incredibly bright, just incredibly bright sights. They have a life expectancy at 12 years, and then the tritium, I guess, starts to wear down, and they're not as bright. But you can see this is just a tritium without the fiber optics, and at night you can see them pretty well. But there's no advantage to using them during the day. There's no fiber optic portion of that, like in these. They have little holes in there, and it soaks up the light and magnifies it. So I give these a recommend, and I think it'll rejuvenate you if you have an older Glock that maybe you're tired of looking at, and you get some of these for it. Man, it's going to become your favorite gun. Alrighty, folks, be safe.